Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 143. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year in a non-leap year, this is for May 23rd, or in a leap year, for May 22nd. The Old Testament reading is from 1 Samuel chapter 13 and 1 Samuel 14 through verse 23. 1 Samuel 13. Saul was 30 years old at the beginning of his reign, and he reigned 42 years over Israel. He chose for himself 3,000 from Israel. 2,000 of these were with Saul at Michmash in the hill country of Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan at Gibeah in Benjamin. He sent away the rest of the people, each to his tent. Jonathan defeated the garrison of the Philistines that was at Gibeah, and the Philistines heard about it. Then Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, "Let the Hebrews hear." And all Israel did hear, saying, "Saul has defeated the garrison of the Philistines, and also Israel has become a stench among the Philistines." So the people were called out after Saul at Gilgal. And the Philistines assembled to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and an army as numerous as sand which is on the seashore. And they came up and encamped at Michmash, east of Bethaven. When the men of Israel saw that it was too difficult for them, because the army was hard pressed, the people hid themselves in the caves, in the thorn bushes, in the cliffs, in the vaults, and in the wells. Some of the Hebrews crossed over the Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. But Saul was still at Gilgal, and all the army followed him, trembling. He waited 7 days according to the appointed time Samuel determined, but Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and the army started to slip away from him. So Saul said, "Bring here to me the burnt offering and the fellowship offerings." Then he offered up the burnt offering. Just as he finished offering the burnt sacrifice, Samuel was coming. So Saul went out to meet him and to bless him. But Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul said, "Because I saw that the army was scattering from me, and you did not come at the appointed time, and that the Philistines had gathered at Michmash. Therefore I said, now the Philistines will come down against me at Gilgal, and I have not yet implored the face of Yahweh. So I forced myself and offered the burnt offering." Then Samuel said to Saul, "You have behaved foolishly. You have not kept the command of Yahweh your God which he commanded you. For then Yahweh would have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom will not endure. Yahweh has sought for himself a man according to his own heart, and Yahweh has appointed him as leader over his people, because you have not kept what Yahweh commanded you." Then Samuel got up and went up to Gilgal, to Gibeah of Benjamin. And Saul mustered the people who were found with him, about 600 men. Saul and Jonathan his son, and the army that remained with him, were staying in Gibeah of Benjamin, and the Philistines encamped at Michmash. The raiders went out from the camp of the Philistines in 3 divisions. One division turned on the road to Ophrah toward the land of Shual. One division turned on the road to Beth-horon, and one turned on the road toward the border overlooking the valley of Zeboim toward the wilderness. Now, no skilled craftsman could be found in all the land of Israel, for the Philistines had said, "So that the Hebrews cannot make swords or spears for themselves." So all Israel went down to the Philistines, each to have his plowshare, his mattock, his axe, and his iron plowshare sharpened. The charge was 2/3 of a shekel for the plowshare and for the mattock, and 1/3 of a shekel for the pick and for the axe, and to set the goading sticks. So on the day of the battle there was not a sword or a spear found in the hands of all the army that was with Saul and Jonathan, but Saul and his son Jonathan had them. Now the garrison of the Philistines went out to the pass of Michmash. 1 Samuel chapter 14. One day Jonathan the son of Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Come and let us go over to the garrison of the Philistines which is over there." But he did not tell his father. Now Saul was staying at the outskirts of Gibeah, under the pomegranate tree that was in Migron, and the troops that were with him were about 600 men. Now Ahijah, the son of Ahitub, the brother of Ichabod, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli the priest of Yahweh at Shiloh, was carrying an ephod. The troops did not know that Jonathan had gone. Now between the passes where Jonathan sought to go over to the garrison of the Philistines, there was a crag of rock on one side and a crag of rock on the other. The name of the one was Bozez, and the name of the other was Seneh. The one crag on the north was opposite Michmash, and the other on the south was opposite Geba. So Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, "Come, let us go over to the garrisons of these uncircumcised. Perhaps Yahweh will act for us, for there is no hindrance for Yahweh to save by many or by few." And his armor-bearer said, "Do all that is in your heart that you are inclined to do. I am with you all the way." Then Jonathan said, "Look, we are about to go over to the men, and we will show ourselves to them. If they say to us, 'Wait until we reach you,' then we will stand as we are and not go up to them. But if they say, 'Come up to us,' then we will go up, for Yahweh has given them into our hand, and this will be the sign for us." So the two of them showed themselves to the garrison of the Philistines. And the Philistines said, "The Hebrews are coming out from the holes in which they have hidden themselves." Then the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor-bearer, "Come up to us, and we will show you something." Then Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, "Come up after me, for Yahweh has given them into the hand of Israel." So Jonathan went up on his hands and his feet, with his armor-bearer after him. They fell before Jonathan, and then his armor-bearer would kill them after him. So was the first attack, in which Jonathan and his armor-bearer killed about 20 men within about half of a furrow in an acre of an open field. Then there was terror in the camp, in the open field, and among all the army of the garrison. Even the raiders trembled. The earth shook, and it became a very great panic. And the lookouts of Saul in Gibeah of Benjamin saw that the multitude surged back and forth. Saul said to the troops that were with him, "Please call the roll and see who has gone from us." So they called the roll and found out that Jonathan and his armor-bearer were not present. Then Saul said to Ahijah, "Bring near the ark of God." For the ark of God was at that time with the Israelites. While Saul was still speaking to the priest, the tumult in the camp of the Philistines increased more and more. So Saul said to the priest, "Withdraw your hand." Then Saul and all the troops who were with him were assembled on command and came up to the battle, and look, each Philistine's sword was against his friend, and there was a very great confusion. The Hebrews, who had been for the Philistines previously, who had gone up with them into the camp all around, even they joined the Israelites who were with Saul and Jonathan. All the men of Israel who had hidden themselves in the hill country of Ephraim heard that the Philistines had fled, so even they pursued them closely in the battle. So on that day Yahweh delivered Israel, and the battle shifted to Bethaven. The New Testament reading is from John chapter 13, beginning at verse 18 through verse 38. John 13:18. I am not speaking about all of you. I know whom I have chosen, but in order that the Scripture would be fulfilled, the one who eats my bread has lifted up his heel against me. From now on, I am telling you before it happens, in order that when it happens, you may believe that I am he. Truly, truly, I say to you, the one who receives anyone I send receives me, and the one who receives me receives the one who sent me. When he had said these things, Jesus was troubled in spirit, and testified and said, Truly, truly, I say to you that one of you will betray me. The disciples began looking at one another, uncertain about whom he was speaking. One of his disciples, the one whom Jesus loved, was reclining close beside Jesus. So Simon Peter gestured for this one to inquire who it was about whom he was speaking. He leaned back accordingly against Jesus' chest and said to him, Lord, who is it? Jesus replied, It is he to whom I dip the piece of bread and give it to him. Then, after dipping the piece of bread, he gave it to Judas, son of Simon Iscariot. And after the bread, then Satan entered into him. Then Jesus said to him, What you are doing, do quickly. Now, no one of those reclining at table knew for what reason he said this to him. For some were thinking, because Judas had the money box, Jesus was telling him, Purchase what we need for the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. So after he had taken the piece of bread, he went out immediately, and it was night. Then, when he had gone out, Jesus said, Now the Son of Man is glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and will glorify him immediately. Children, yet a little time I am with you. You will seek me, and just as I said to the Jews, Where I am going, you cannot come. Now I say also to you. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, where are you going? Jesus replied, Where I am going you cannot follow me now, but you will follow later. Peter said to him, Lord, why am I not able to follow you now? I will lay down my life for you. Jesus replied, Will you lay down your life for me? Truly, truly, I say to you, the rooster will not crow until you have denied me 3 times. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 66, from verse 13 through 20. Psalm 66:13. I will come into your house with burnt offerings. I will pay to you my vows that my lips uttered and my mouth spoke in my distress. Burnt offerings of fat animals I will offer to you, with the smoke of rams. I will do cattle with rams. Come and hear, all you God-fearers, and I will tell what he has done for me. I called to him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I had considered evil in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. However, God has listened. He has attended to the sound of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned aside my prayer or his loyal love from me. This concludes the reading for day 143. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.